Hey! Well, this is Zacchaeus with another live word of the day. God bless for tuning in. God bless for tuning in. And if you're tuning in for the first time, I thank you. And if you've been supporting me, I thank you as well. Thank you for showing me so much love on my journey with live word of the day. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you for tuning in. Well, today I want to share 5 reasons why God is keeping you single. For those who are single out there, 5 reasons why God is keeping you single. 5 reasons why. And number one, you're still healing from an old relationship. That's number one. You're still healing from old relationship. Now, God is not gonna bless you with somebody new if you keep holding on to old relationship. You still keeping emotions, holding on to emotionally attached to someone that you've been in a relationship for a long time, and you still haven't emotionally let them go. And some people have kids, and the kids are definitely an attachment to your old relationship, whether it was toxic or it was just you broke up because of unreconcilable differences, or it just wasn't, or you just fell out of love. And if you still have feelings for that person, God cannot bless you with somebody new. He can't bless you with somebody new, and it's wrong to move on to somebody knowing that you still have feelings for the old relationship, and that's wrong. You have to close that chapter. You have to close that chapter. You're gonna still have if you have children with that person, you're gonna still have a place in your heart for that person because you have a family with them. But God is not gonna bless you with somebody new if you still have emotionally attached to them, and you still dream about being with them physically, and or you still have feelings for them. God cannot bless you. And some people do that. That's the biggest mistake some people make. They try to heal from the old relationship. So what they do is they jump into something else brand new right away. That's a big mistake, folks. That's a big mistake. Always try to give yourself time to heal, especially if the relationship was toxic. Give yourself time to heal. Give yourself time to give yourself that me time. We all need that me time, and we all need that time to get close to God. Give yourself time to get close to the Lord, because God can show you who He has for you. God can show you if a relationship is the route for you to go. So give yourself time, give yourself a moment, no matter how long it takes. Do not jump into the next relationship right away. And that's number one for 5 reasons why God is keeping you single. That's number one. And you need to and going on to number one, this is the last thing for number one. You need time to heal. Especially if the relationship was toxic, you need time to heal. Now going on to number two, for 5 reasons why God is keeping you single. Number two, you expect a person to fulfill your needs. That's a big one. Biggest one, especially in relationships. Some people expect somebody to somebody to make them happy, knowing that you need to be happy within before you jump into a relationship. Because remember, broken man, broken woman is going to be a broken relationship. So you need to, instead of trying to make somebody make you happy, or relying on somebody or depending on somebody to make you happy, you need to be happy within. You need to have peace within. You cannot move on to a next relationship or expect somebody to fulfill that void that you feel inside. That's a big shoe for that person to fill. Expect that person to fuel that void that you feel inside. Only God can do that. Only God can make that emptiness that you feel inside, or that fulfillment of happiness. Only God can fill that void. Only God can fill that cup and make you happy. So never expect someone, that's a big one. Never expect someone to make you happy. And that last relationship just break up because of that. Because the reason why I broke up, or the reason why I got divorced, is because she didn't make me happy. He didn't make me happy, or it's and they got the game all twisted. The vows are like this when you get married. Till death do it, to love whole, until death do us part. Through sickness and in health, richer or poor, till death do us part. And then say, I stay married because this person completely makes me happy. You can enjoy somebody's company, yes. You can enjoy your spouse's company, and you're supposed to enjoy your spouse's company because when you marry somebody or when you're dating somebody, they're supposed to be not only your lover but also your friend. Also your friend. But they cannot fulfill your happiness. That's a big shoes to fill. They can never completely fill your happiness. You have to be happy within already. You got to be satisfied with yourself already. You have to have joy within already. If you're expecting that person to fulfill your needs and fulfill your happiness, you are sadly mistaken. And because you haven't met somebody to fulfill your happiness, that's number 2 on 5 reasons why God is keeping you single. And going on to number 3, you don't have you don't have time to date. You don't have time to date or you have a higher calling. And some of us are in ministry, some of us are in some people, and I'm sorry to bust your bubble, but not everybody is meant to be in a relationship. Not everybody's meant to be married. Sorry to bust your bubble, sorry to disappoint you. Because God has a higher calling. If God has a higher calling in your life, some people, that God has a purpose in your life, where it's a higher calling, where relationships, you need to nurture them. Relationships, you need to spend that time with that person. You need to grow with that person. You need to be in unison. If you're not in unison, and some pastors, not all pastors, some pastors, they make their ministry overwhelm them, meaning that they're gone most of the time. They're gone 90% of the time. They're gone, or 90% of the time they're gone with their business or their ministry, and they're gone. Most of the time they're gone. And maybe God is telling you that He's keeping you single because He has a higher purpose in your life. And some people's love language is spending time. That's some people's love language. If you're always gone all the time, and you put your ministry, it seems to be always first all the time. You don't mean it, but it keeps you busy, and you feel like your partner feels like you're putting the relationship first. You're putting not the relationship first. You're putting the ministry first. You're putting the ministry first, and you're not giving. You spend a minimal time with your spouse or minimal time with your person that you're dating, but you're not spending enough time. But you're not spending enough time with them. But most of the time you're spending on your ministry or your business. And this is where divorce comes in. This is where stepping out may come in. This is where a lot of inconsistency in a relationship may come in, because you have a higher calling. You mean well, and you are attracted to that person, but God has maybe called to a higher calling. And in a relationship, you need time with that person. You need to spend time with that person. You need to date that person, spend time with them, show them that you love them. And if you're so busy that you can't show them not even 30 minutes, your whole day, and you can't even give them your undivided attention, then you know God is keeping you single. God is keeping you single because He has a higher calling in your life. And some of us do. Some of us have a higher purpose, and God is calling us to do ministry where it will take up all our time. And it will be a distraction if you have somebody in your life. It'll be a distraction for what God has called you to do. It'll be a distraction, and and you feel that, oh man, I'm spending more time with my ministry, but I'm not spending enough time with my wife, or I'm not spending enough time with my husband. I'm so busy with my ministry, I don't have enough time to spend with you, honey. I'm sorry, I gotta go. You always gotta go. You're always traveling somewhere, and does it include her? And make sure that make sure that God is the will of God to be married, or the will of God to have somebody in your life. Because when you have a higher calling in your life, some of us are meant to be married. Some of us do have a higher calling, and some of us are married, successfully married. Why? Because it's incorporated into God's plan for that person to be in your life. It's already in God's will for that purpose, for that person to be in your life. It's already in God's will for that person to be in your life. But if every time you're trying to date somebody but your ministry is taking a whole lot of your time, or your business is taking a whole lot of your time, maybe God is giving you a warning. Ask the Lord. Maybe He's giving you a warning and telling you that I have a higher calling for you. And the dating, the little dating, and the checking out this person, checking out that person, is gonna distract you from what I have for you. So that's number 3 on 5 reasons why God is keeping you single. And number 4, you're simply not ready yet. Now, I was not ready yet when I got married. I mean, when I first got married, I was trying to, in a way, trying to find myself, meaning that I wanted to know if this was for me. I knew that she was for me. I knew that she was for me, no shadow of doubt. But I was a little bit like, still wanted to party a little bit. I still want to go out, hang out with my boys every weekend. And if you still have that urge to still want to hang out late and hang out with your boys every now and then, nothing wrong with hanging out with your boys every now and then. But when you make it a consistent thing and you still got that party vibe in you still want to go to parties, and you still want to check other women out, or women, you still want to party, you still want to dress scantily. Hello for the women too. You still want to dress scantily clad. You still want to, you're not ready yet to be in a serious relationship. You're not ready yet to be in a serious relationship, and you're simply not ready yet. Or you're financially not ready. That's a big thing. Sometimes in your 20s and your 30s, and you're still living with your parents, but you're not financially, you're not ready yet. You live in an expensive city, hello, but simply you're just not ready yet, because you don't have you don't have it together as far as like your income. You're making money, but it's not enough for you to cover, to buy a home somewhere, or to even, or simply, especially with this inflation time, even go take someone out on a date. But right now, even back then, when I was in my early 20s, I was dating around in my 20s, but I was not ready to get married. Early 20s, I was not ready to get married yet, because financially I was not ready yet. And even in this time right now, when the inflation is so high, with the restaurants, the cost of restaurants, and the cost of things right now, like movies and restaurants, going out, and going to little dances here and there, is expensive now. So if you're not, that's another thing too. If you're not financially ready yet, maybe you're not ready yet. And the other thing now, not only financially, I said financially and mentally you're not ready yet, because you still want to party, have a good time. And spiritually, sometimes you gotta get close to the Lord. You gotta get close to the Lord and find out if that's the right person for you. And maybe God hasn't shown you that vision yet. Maybe God hasn't showed you that right person yet. And that's number 4 or 5 reasons why God is keeping you single. And going on to number 5, the final and not final but not least, not following Christ with your whole heart. That's a big one. Ooh. Not following Christ with your whole heart. Meaning that you could be equally yoked. You could be a person that's 1 foot in the church, 1 foot in the world, meaning that you're mediocre. Your walk is not straight, but yet you want to date. But when you do date, you want to, the person don't have to be a follower of Christ. The person could be an atheist, and you still want to date them because she's attracted to you. You're attracted to her. Or you could try to date somebody, and they say they go to church, but yet they're a potty mouth. Yet they're not really following Christ, but yet you're dating them because you connect with them, and you're just simply attracted to her, or you're just simply attracted to him, and you just want to date them. You just want to date them, hang out, but you yourself you're not reading your word, you're not praying day in and day. You're not praying, you're not conceited with God, you're not in your Bible, you're not praying on a consistent basis. The first thing you do when you get up in the morning, you go on your Facebook apps, you're looking at who's dancing, you're looking at who's doing what, but God is not the first in your life. God is not first in your life. God is not the center of your life. And you want to date. God is not going to bless you with somebody. He wants your whole heart. Then he'll show you who he has for you. God is not going to bless you with somebody if you're walking mediocre, if you're walking 1 foot in the church and 1 foot with the Lord and 1 foot in the world. You still want the secular things. You still want the party. You still want to drink sometimes with your friends. You still want to go and dress scantily clad with your other friends, ladies. You still want to just let it all hang out and meet guys and clubs and everything. You still want to drink a little bit, but yet you go to church on Sunday. Yet you go to church on Saturday. Yet you claim to follow Christ, but you didn't fully give your whole heart out to God. You said you're saved, but you didn't fully give your heart out to God. And you're looking for somebody. You're looking to settle down with somebody. God is not going to bless you wholehearted. God is not going to bless you if you don't give him your whole heart to him. He wants your whole heart. He don't want half your heart. He wants your whole heart. And that was five reasons why God is keeping you single. But let me read the live word of the day. Let me read the live word of the day. It's coming out of Genesis chapter 2, verses 18. Genesis chapter 2, verses 18. And yes, and it reads, the Lord God said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make you a helper suited to him. Meaning that God don't want you to be alone. God don't want you. If it's His will and He has a higher purpose and you're calling for your life, He has a special mission for you, then that's what it is. But God doesn't want all of us. God doesn't want all of us to be alone. No, He doesn't want us to be alone. It's good for a man to find, if you can, you have those urges, brothers and sisters, and you have the urge, and you have those needs that want to be itched, then that's where God comes in. God says it's good for a man to find a wife, meaning that you have the urges, that's what Paul said. It's good for a man to find. Apostle Paul said that's good for a man to find a wife, and that's what it is. So let me go through the 5 reasons why God is keeping you single. Number 1, you're still healing from an old relationship. That's number 1. Number 2, you expect a person to fulfill your needs. Number 3, you don't have time to date. You have a higher calling. That's number 3. Number 4, you're simply not ready yet. And going on to number 5 and final, not following Christ with your whole heart. And once again, the live word of the day is coming out of Genesis chapter 2, verses 18. The Lord God said, it is not good for man to be alone. I will make you a helper. But this is Zacchaeus with another live word of the day. God bless. And if you feel the need to share this with somebody, I really would appreciate it. Also, smash the like button if you like what I shared, and also subscribe to my channel, Zacchaeus Gospel. I really would appreciate it. God bless you and be safe out there. Peace and blessings, y'all. And thank you for tuning in to my content. God bless you and be safe.